meters. Turn left. Turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
have a list of potential qualifiers for the next round. You wouldn't want them to get there before you, would you?
In 200 meters, turn left. Turn left.
Didn't you say that? Weren't you gonna be sorry? Weren't you gonna be pure? Weren't we gonna
Turn left.
be more? Didn't you say that? Didn't you
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
say that? Didn't you say that? All you want is to play.
You have arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so. You have arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route. Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 meters, turn sharp right. Turn sharp right. arrived at your destination.
Maybe it's nice to be alone in the air. You know I'm fine, but I'm so close to the edge. Who needs a house when
know you're conquering islands and seeking fortune, but just so you know, we're tracking results for the Horizon Road Race series as well. What? You think we take a break just because we're 1,000 miles from civilization?
Come in, Horizon. The package has been delivered. The Eagle has flown. The next Fortune Island treasure is out in the open. Listen. These buildings stood tall, but now have fallen. Jump over them in a three-wheeled Morgan. Kira out. Oops, sorry. Kira back in again. If you're still competing in the Island Conqueror, round 4 events are now live, so best of luck. Now, Kira out.
In 400 meters, turn right. In 400 meters, turn left. arrived at your destination.
Hey, sausage. Well, look who's first to solve the riddle. What a surprise. Transmitting coordinates now. Better hurry. You've got some ground to cover. For all our Island Conqueror drivers.
Horizon, we have a new millionaire. And to the rest of you impoverished treasure hunters, don't worry, there's always next round.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. You've arrived at your destination. In 100 meters, turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
Why am I on Fortune Island? Well, lately I've been taking a keen interest in history and geology, you see, and nah, I'm only kidding. It's Drift Club, of course. Some rather high-profile and talented members have been kind enough to lend me their cars. This is the HSV Malu Gen F. It belongs to my friend Josh, who races in something called Formula Drift. You don't need to know what that is. All you need to know is that it has a supercharged 6.2-litre V8 that makes 1,000 brake horsepower. Off we go then. Set you some nice easy corners to start. Remember, speed, turn in, feather the e-brake and just... Sorry, yeah, I'm sure you remember. My friend Josh is actually Australian, you see, hence the Holden and the right-hand drive. It might also explain any sudden urge to abandon the route and just do, what I believe are called doughies. Opposite lock and push hard now. That's the ticket. You like those moves, Horizon? Join the club. The Drift Club, that is.
In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
Nicely done. We'll have a Drift Club thriving on Fortune Island in no time. If we could only figure out where to photocopy the flyers.
I speak indiscreet, cause talk is cheap. Then I get deep in the deep, think complete. Pulled with physique, never weak or obsolete. They never grow old techniques, become antiques. Better than something brand.
We're thinking about making Fortune Island the permanent headquarters at Drift Club. What do you think? I'll send some letters. Trust me. Anyway, let's get on with the drifting, shall we? This is my friend Matt's 97 Nissan 240SX. It has a 7-litre supercharged V8 putting out 1,250 brake horsepower. He actually doesn't race this one anymore, but heaven knows why. Remember, shift the weight forward and you lose grip in the rear. Now, shift you a rear and get going.
In 400 meters, turn right.
They tell me that the 240SX body is pretty standard among Formula Drift drivers. Though, of course, Matt has put more gizmos and gadgets in his than a Swiss Army knife.
Turn right. arrive at your destination.
There you are. Come on, let's see some more then. Yes, we're one step closer to claiming this island. The Drift Club Executive Committee are meeting tonight if you'd like to come. We'll have biscuits. This is it! I've spoken to the festival and to the authorities. If you can pull this off, we can make the island our permanent headquarters. They might even let us rename it. Ready? I've got just the machine for you to do it in. My friend Andy's BMW 325i. Standard Chevy LS-based engine, 6.2-litre V8. But it does have one massive advantage. You're behind the wheel. I have some lovely switchbacks you might like to introduce to our good friend, Functional Oversteer. That's a Formula Drift machine, so you've got over 70 degrees to steer angle to play with. By which, I mean try not to pitch it over a cliff. One, everything they know, I did. what does. I'm quite serious about making Fortune Island the permanent home of Drift Club, you know? I mean, how are we ever gonna stop this place?
We get you free cause the be that boss. Cause the jams and commence to going off. Twist the beats and ask me cause you.
Our Fortune Island headquarters plan is on hold for the moment. I wanted to get us back to what Drift Club does best. Arguing over the tiniest details of drift engineering. You see, this is another custom 240SX from the Formula Drift circuit. 95 this time with only 830 horses. So you'll have to prove this is as much about finesse as it is flat-out power. I've laid in as technical a route as I could find. The rest is up to you. Soft springs. This is exactly what I need. Believe it or not, Formula Drift is all about how much traction you can maintain. How about some more technical stuff? Come on, for me. Nothing to prove the Drift Club, you know, but feel free to go on proving it anyway. Well, is the proof? Power isn't the most important thing in your drift setter. Which isn't to say we won't still argue the point later on, you know, just for fun. Hey, welcome back! The way people have been viewing your videos, Fortune Island will be swamped with drift clubbers before long. How good'll that be? This one belongs to my friend Dean. He's a laid-back Irish lad whose Viper SRT-10 produces a decidedly unlaid-back 1350 brake horsepower. Just be careful where you point it. I've been scouting the island personally. This is the best drift route yet. Viper. You know, Dean wouldn't even hurt a fly, but his car frightens the life out of him. great big shipment of replacement tyres coming over on the next boat. Well done. How are you enjoying Fortune Island? I have to say I'm rather liking the isolation and the solitude. I brought a nice big stack of aftermarket parts catalogues to read. This is my friend Justin's Ford Mustang. 200 kilos lighter than a stock Mustang GT and still in the highest weight class for Formula Drift. Don't tell Justin that though, he gets very sensitive about it. Plenty of excitement in this route, but a good amount of technical skill too. I do like technicalities, you see. Mustang has an old NASCAR 4-speed gearbox, so make sure you take good care of her. Tyres can stand up to a little more, don't you? him, but it hardly seems necessary now. Excellent! Now, do you think this should be a feature in the regular Drift Club newsletter, or should I start a special Fortune Island Drift Club newsletter? You know what, I'll figure that part out. Hey, so I've been looking into making Fortune Island our permanent HQ. I floated it to Horizon and to the Drift Club Executive Committee. I take it to the local council if only we knew where they were based. So, here's another 240SX, 96 this time. Belongs to my friend Corey. I told you that body was highly customizable. This one has a V8 twin turbo and only puts out a measly 1150 brake horsepower. Oh, one more thing. This route is the best route I could find on the island. I do hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy welding differentials. Possibly a bad time to mention this, but I've never actually seen a Formula Drift event live. I'm just friends with Andy and the other drivers through the internet. You see? Oversteer is not a dirty word. publishing a special edition of the club newsletter for this. Yes, you did it! This is our new Drift Club headquarters! Welcome to Drift Island! It's not an official rename, we're only allowed to say it on our website and between club members, but still, it counts! We're thinking about making Fortune Island the permanent headquarters of Drift Club. What do you think? I'll send some letters. Trust me. Anyway, let's get on with the drifting, shall we? This is my friend Matt's 97 Nissan 240SX. It has a 7-litre supercharged V8 putting out 1,250 brake horsepower. He actually doesn't race this one anymore, but heaven knows why. Remember, shift the weight forward and you lose grip in the rear. Now, shift your rear and get going.
In 400 meters, turn right.
They tell me that the 240SX body is pretty standard among Formula Drift drivers. Though, of course, Matt has put more gizmos and gadgets in his than a Swiss Army knife. Not exactly going in the Drift Club Hall of Fame, though.
200 meters, you will arrive at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
You like those moves, Horizon? Join the club. The Drift Club, that is. Yes, we're one step closer to claiming this island. The Drift Club Executive Committee are meeting tonight if you'd like to come. We'll have biscuits. Hey, welcome back! The way people have been viewing your videos, Fortune Island will be swamped with Drift Clubbers before long. How good'll that be? This one belongs to my friend Dean. He's a laid-back Irish lad whose Viper SRT-10 produces a decidedly unlaid-back 1,350 brake horsepower. Just be careful where you point it. I've been scouting the island. This is the best drift route yet. You know, Dean wouldn't even hurt a fly, but his car frightens the life out of him. a bad idea, actually. Let me take some notes. I've got a great big shipment of replacement tyres coming over on the next boat. Well done. Hey, welcome back! The way people have been viewing your videos, Fortune Island will be swamped with drift clubbers before long. How good'll that be? This one belongs to my friend Dean. He's a laid-back Irish lad whose Viper SRT-10 produces a decidedly unlaid-back 1350 brake horsepower. Just be careful where you point it. I've been scouting the island personally. This is the best drift route yet. You know, Dean wouldn't even hurt a fly, but his car frightens the life out of him. stop and push hard now. That's the ticket. Is do whatever this one does. I've got a great big shipment of replacement tyres coming over on the next boat. Well done.